Condensation's a little different this morning. Everything froze and took me a while to wipe all this stuff out. It's still not all out, but that's as good as it's going to get for today. So I'll have another wet tent. Maybe I can dry it out some later today if the sun actually comes out. Apparently it's frozen on the outside as well. It took me over 2 hours to get up and deal with all the ice and dry out my quilt, which was way too soaked with water that had dripped down onto it. Well, dry it out as best I could with the towel, and it's still damp, and just battle the cold. I'm kind of getting real sick of cold, wet weather, especially when things are starting to freeze. It does not make it a fun hike, especially knowing a little bit better weather. I would have been up, boom, going, and been 5 to 6 miles past where I am right now. So the big miles I was hoping for in Oregon just probably aren't going to happen. I'm having trouble getting a 30, not because I can't do a 30, just because I don't have enough time in the day with dealing with freezing in the morning and freezing in the evening, which is kind of frustrating and vexing. So obviously I'm not having the best attitude about this right now, so that's why, even though I could go forward, I'm going to make the little sidetrack and get some breakfast, even though it's a little bit later. But I think some hot coffee and hot food will do me good right now as far as improving my outlook toward the trail. Well, let's get down this hill to Highway 62 and start doing some road walking. Well, some things are looking up. I've reached the highway and there's a nice little trail along the side of it. Someone even says it is a little shorter to Mazama Village, so that might be even nicer. And the other bonus is the feeling has started to return to my fingers. They went numb dealing with all the cold stuff this morning and finally started to defrost. Yeah, so I like being able to feel my fingers. It's just a peculiarity about me. Someone called out this little side trail here that cuts off, and it actually does. I actually saw it on my topo map too. So it must have been here for some time, but it lops off a chunk of the road going straight toward Mazama Village, so I'll take it. Sitting down for a hot breakfast and coffee was exactly what I needed. That recharged the batteries. The fact that the sun's come out and today's the first gorgeous day in quite some time does not hurt. I'd love to see Crater Lake today, just because I know it'd be pretty, but I have to get to it. I did try one thing. I thought, I wonder if they have a shuttle or a trolley or a bus or something, and there was indeed a trolley that goes up to the lake. And so I thought, sweet, that's what I'll do. Unfortunately, my impeccable timing, I got here on the day that they're doing a thing called Ride the Rim, where a bunch of bicyclists go up and ride the road that goes around the rim and, you know, have a beautiful view and everything, but they shut down the road to motorized vehicles, including the trolley. So that's not going to happen. So I'm not going to go up there this way. My plan is to go up, and there's only one legal campsite. Everything's complicated around here, it seems like, but there's one legal campsite you can stay at without getting a separate permit to camp. So I'm gonna go up there. It's about 19 miles away. And if I still got some daylight, I might walk up the trail, set up my camp, and then leave my pack and everything, and then go up to the lake today. I don't know if I'll make it there in time. As long as the rain hasn't started tomorrow, or it's super overcast or foggy or something, I can go in the morning and go check it out and then come back and then hit Highway 138. Since I had some Wi-Fi, I was able to look some things up online and also make reservations for tomorrow at Diamond Lake Lodge, where my resupply pack is and where I'm going to stay. And it might actually work out because tomorrow is supposed to be shower rainy. So if I get in there tomorrow and I can spend the night during the rain night, then I'll be able to maybe avoid the rain, or at least a good portion of rain. So that could be nice because it's supposed to be cloudy / sunny the next day. So could work out just fine. But I'm glad I get some nice weather to hike in today. Once I get a couple hours down the trail, I'll probably find a place to lay out my wet gear and get that dried out because it's a problem. I laid all my stuff out and found a nice log in the sun and got to lay it out. It took a lot longer than I wanted to sit there and dry things out, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to because everything was soaked. So it took a while to get them all dried out, but I actually have dry everything now. So that makes me feel a lot better about hitting camp tonight. It sucks when your tent's already soaked and then you're setting it up and then it freezes like it did last night. So hopefully I'll have a minimally moist tent. Today was a good day, other than hiking through a burned out area for most of it. I had a good time hiking today. It's nice to be warm. In fact, I'm hiking later, and yesterday it would have been freezing by this time. In fact, it was. And now it's cold, but totally tolerable. Wish I could have another 10 straight days of weather like this. I'd really make some good miles. I'm going up to the Rim Trail here. There's supposedly some campsites at the junction, but I can also go 0.3 miles down the Rim Trail, which gets me a little bit closer to Crater Lake for tomorrow. Yeah, there are lots of good sites right here if I wanted to stay, but I think I'll do the extra mileage and go to the tent site that way. This is going to be my site. It's pretty flat and big enough for my tent, and I'm right next to this talus field. I heard a pika a moment ago call out to me. So maybe I'll get a visitor or get some more calls, or maybe they'll sing to me at night or something. That would be cool. Oh, I see one over there, and I just heard another one call out. This is a good spot. It was cold this morning. It's 37 degrees if my Garmin's temperature can be believed, and it felt like it, but I wanted to get up, and got up at 4:30 and was out by 6. So hiked into Crater Lake and got to see pretty much a sunrise, so that was really nice. Glad I went, but that whole thing was like a 6-mile detour just to see Crater Lake. But it might be some time before I get back there, so I'm glad I made the trip while I was out here. Fortunately, and the only reason I really did it is it's going to be a shorter day because I'm going into Diamond Lake Lodge for my resupply, and I'll be staying there the night. And I've got that's about 9 miles, and it looks like the trail should be fairly decent as far as elevation gain loss, and so that's nice. My foot was bothering me yesterday, and my knee was killing me overnight. It was waking me up, and I'd move and it would hurt enough that it would wake me up. So it'd be good to go sit down for the rest of the day and relax it, maybe even ice it if I can get some ice there or something. Just hopefully it settles down, because I don't need any knee problems now. But I am excited to get there, because even though I already ate breakfast, I'm hungry again already. Climbing up that hill to Crater Lake definitely burned some calories, and I'm ready to eat. If I get there soon enough, maybe I can get breakfast. I love breakfast. And here's another cool resupply from my girlfriend. This time it's got a cool dragon on it. And he's pretty neat with some gold paint and cool designs. Let's see here. Yeah, she always does such a good job. I love this. I've been wearing my rain pants at night because it's cold over my sleep pants to keep warm, but I realized, well, what if it's raining out and I need to wear my rain pants and they're wet? I can't put those on and get in my quilt because I get everything wet, and that's surefire to hypothermia. So I went to the store here at Diamond Lake and picked up some really cheesy Diamond Lake and overpriced Diamond Lake sweats. So those are going to be my new second layer for sleeping at night. So my pack's getting heavier as I add in more cold weather gear, but when you're freezing at night, you're happy to have carried it in. But glad at least I had access to something that, even though overpriced, will help keep me warm. I am here at Diamond Lake Resort. I got a shuttle over. They will come pick you up at Highway 138, and it was sorely needed yesterday. I was pretty tired and pretty cold when I got here yesterday. It was still kind of started raining, and it got to be kind of miserable here. I really didn't feel well. I hadn't had much sleep in the last 2 days from cold and from pain, and I immediately came in and took an hour nap. and felt a lot better just after that. And I slept another 9 hours last night, so I really needed the rest. So this was a good thing. Waited out the rain yesterday, and the sun is actually starting to come out today, which is awesome. I'm getting my gear ready, and so I can get a ride back to the trail and hit it hard. I checked the weather. It looks like I'm going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are good days. Thursday less so, Friday less so, and Saturday, Sunday, it looks like north all through Oregon, showers or snow, depending on where you are. So Saturday, Sunday. So this weekend looks like it's going to be pretty miserable. My knee is the source of my pain, and I haven't had knee pain since Julian. So where'd that come from? I don't know. It feels like it's a ligament across the top of the patella, and it hurts to bend and lift and everything. So I'm hoping that when I start walking, it'll limber up. I guess we'll see. I don't like having knee pain because that's not something I'm used to. I don't know what I did to it. Who knows, whatever you do on the trail. But that's kind of my wild card right now. If that holds up, I'm going to try to do some big miles over the next few days. Today I'm getting out a little bit late, probably leave around 10, get back to the trail around 11 or something, and get over the high point. So the high point in Oregon is today over Mount Thielsen, I think the name of it is. And when I get over that, then that'll be the highest point in Oregon. So hopefully that means that'll be the coldest spot, and it's actually warmer today. So a little more optimistic. Last night I was feeling pretty grim about things, and it's easy to feel grim when it's cold and rainy and wet and everything outside. It's a lot nicer when you can look outside and see sunlight and warmth. That makes things a lot easier. Oh, one thing that happened, because everything seems to be breaking down, blisters in Oregon, knee problems in Oregon, cold in Oregon, and my zipper on the front of my pants broke. So this is now my new zipper. So I have to do this, and I've only poked myself in the finger a dozen times now trying to hold my pants together that way, but I knew I carried it from Mexico for a reason. Gonna get ready, go get my shuttle, and get back out to the trail. Got my shuttle back to the highway, and I'm starting up Mount Thielsen. We'll see. I don't summit it or anything, which is good, but I want to get over it because it is the high point, and get to a campsite that's a little bit lower. Knee is feeling a little funny. I'm hoping it warms up, but right now I don't like putting a lot of weight on it, which is not a good sign, but maybe when it warms up a little bit it'll feel better. The ligaments and everything are all tightened up now. So there we go. Mount Thielsen Trail, Wendigo Pass. Okay. Okay. I want to get as far as I can today. I'd love to get 24. The campsites aren't too frequent, and there's only a couple of places for water. One really, the other one you have to go downhill, which I'd rather not do. Got a nice spot above Miller Lake. Really nice view, and it has Verizon service up here, so can't beat that. Nice ground to set up on, so it should be pretty good. I think it'd probably be mid-40s tonight, so not too cold. Well, so much for today's sunny forecast. I got up really early and started hiking, and it was raining on me then, and now it's kind of raining now. It's not heavy rain or anything, but it's not sunny. I hope it gets better and not worse. I mean, this isn't the worst in the world, but it'd be nice to get the sun I was promised. The last section was the ironically dry section, even though it felt quite moist, but there weren't a lot of water sources. This section has a lot more, but a lot of them are ponds that look pretty dirty, and they've got lily pads on them. If I really needed water, I'd get it out of one of them, but my plan is to make it over this hilltop here, and on the other side are a few lakes, which should be better than ponds. And then I'll camp for the night near one of those if I can find a camping spot. Well, I have made a decision based on the way the weather's changing, and I have until Friday evening it actually starts going sub-zero. Then Saturday and Sunday begin to snow, and then nights will be in the 20s, so that's Fahrenheit, so below freezing. So it's starting to enter into the season where you get wet days and everything freezes at night, and that didn't sound too good to me. So it looks like the weather's starting to change, and I don't want to go through that to get to Cascade Locks. Not that important, and I don't want to have to rush through in survival mode and not even look or enjoy what I'm seeing. So I'm not going to finish the trail. So I'm switching my one arbitrary endpoint for another arbitrary endpoint. I'm going to go to Highway 20, which is 2,000 miles, 2,000.9, so kind of 2001, but it's really the 2,000 mile mark, which to me seems like a good spot, and it's the last spot for a while I can get off the trail. I don't know how easy that'll be, but at least it'll be a major highway. Try to get a hitch. But as it stands, that's some distance away, so I'm gonna have to put in some big mile days. This is day one of that. I think I still have 110 miles to go to reach there by Friday if I want to avoid the snow. I can hike in the snow, but I'd rather just not if I can. And since the days are, at least it's sunny today, maybe it'll be sunny tomorrow. At least if it's partly sunny, that's good, not just pouring rain or snow, then I can make better miles. So I figure I'll get up early and just get at doing that. And then get to Highway 20, and I guess that'll be the spot where I hang up my trekking poles for the year. and try to figure out how to get home. I may just hike and try to hitch into Sisters, which is the closest town, even though it's kind of the wrong direction, and then, you know, I can stay the night and then figure it out the next day how to get over to Salem or Portland or something like that. But I gotta walk there first. Needed to stop. It was about 6:30, so I had reliable info that there were some tent sites here, and there actually was. So stopped here and setting up for the night. And I'll start hitting it tomorrow. I really thought I'd get farther today, but I think the combination of a heavy pack, a bigger water carry, and more uphill than I planned, only got 33.5 miles today. So hopefully I can get some more tomorrow. I have 100 miles to go to get to Highway 20. So I would like to do that in 3 days. If I can do it quickly, do a big day tomorrow or something, that'd be nice. I'll see. Gonna get up early again and keep on hiking.